Well, we're back. I ran that through a T, kind of like how you would do one of them bandpass filters into that dummy load. There's a ballon buried back there going into a short section of wire to get a little bit more leakage current through this wire here. But this is where we're at. And I'll try not to get copyright strike, but for taking the phone up to this little guy here, he's kind of overdriving this here a little bit hard, but we got her here somewhere. Got the scope monitoring, and it looks like a complete shit show, just like any other of them videos online. They get 27 million views. There's the poor amp sitting there. We'll get to her, but this was an unexpected eBay win, so I got to play with the new toys. And then figured the more wires that I strung and threw and laid everywhere, and then I took this can here that I was gonna use as a microwave horn. It's one of them cheap pigtails. I was gonna get some 10 gauge wire or whatever gauge wire would fit in that PL259 and make some kind of a little feed horn pickup thing for Wi-Fi. It never came, but I figured if I took this, wrapped a bunch of solder around it, stuffed it in there, and I don't have a spark plug, but I could probably put a spark plug on here and dig a hole out in the jungle and build a house and have free electric, man, get 27 million views and pack it full of a bunch of bullshit ads that never amount to anything. But I digress. We'll go from there. But basically, I'm coming out of the signal generator. That's why them Chinese 27 dB, 24 dB amps, because I just don't quite have enough to drive this thing, and it's not even built for this purpose. Got the AM radio over there. I'm trying not to get too carried away with the power level, because I'm just killing the front end of that thing now that I get a little bit of leakage current. But modulation, not too bad. Like I said, we're using this shitty cell phone here. Oh God, we're gonna know the pattern of this throwaway phone, so what good it'll do you. I'm surprised I remembered it, because I hadn't used this thing in 20 years, and now it's not the same as my phone, because the new phones are fingerprint. So I mean, if you're gonna hack this thing, it was like $28 at the dollar store with 15 minutes on it. And this is what we used to keep in the work truck to crawl the cack hose. That way the old lady wouldn't figure out. So, but that's our 1 kilohertz, 100% modulation, and not too shabby. Barely putting any power out. I got this thing cranked back. So I'll turn that off so we don't get a copyright strike here. But, I mean, Doesn't sound too shabby. You can hear the radio's AFC trying to back him down. It fluctuates. I think the batteries are going dead in it. 1 minute it'll sound great, and the next minute it's just overdriving it. See if that helps. Yeah, we're barely getting any modulation now. Now we're gonna have to listen to a YouTube ad because I'm too cheap to pay for the premium account. 'Cause they've already got enough stupid shit. Making enough money off of all the information they're stealing off of us here. I'm just surprised they let half of my shit ass videos up on this platform, but I really don't care. But that's the setup. Going through this thing with the phone on the AC. I might tickle pink around here. I can do frequency modulation and AM modulation all at the same time, so technically I could do AM stereo. Because the paperwork said I can hit it both at the same time, so I get that pilot frequency in there and hit it with the other set of audio. We might be able to do some of that CQAM stereo stuff. And then actually a guy I watch on YouTube, Shango, goes out and does all them TV rescues. He's got an older version of this thing with the old dial knobs on it, which I'd kind of prefer. Just one less computer chip to die. But he did a whole spat on that CQAM Motorola whatever, and it was pretty interesting. I mean, I guess if I had one of them Optimod processors, we could full send. A real antenna instead of a roll of solder acting as a inductor and whatever. And so, but yeah, it don't sound too bad for what we're working with. That's just a modulated carrier, and can't do too much. I just got a garbage playlist on here. I mean, it's all YouTube garbage. So, I mean, we could find a song here. This thing's so slow. But, yeah, we'll get back to the amplifier here once I get this all cleaned up. But figured I'd show off the new toy if anybody's interested. Like I said, I didn't pay very much for this thing, and I would say half of it was shipping. So, but I guess I got it out of my system. I'll put all this stuff away and probably not touch it for another 6 months, but the thrill's still here, so I'll push more buttons and see what else I can do and figure anything out. We'll go from there, but it doesn't sound too bad. I don't have a signal meter. What do they call that? RF intensity meter or whatever. Boy, it'd be nice to get one of them. But we'll make something up. We'll figure out what our field strength is here and see whether this is a viable alternative to the direction I was going. It just seems too easy to buy one of them pre-made kits from over in England for $7,000 when you could just cobble a bunch of shit together and see what happens. Alright, talk to you later.